going to say about the experience of the fight I've had to, well, still am fighting. I'm not going to completely sugarcoat everything because cancer is brutal and it is really hard. And I don't think anyone, especially if you're going through it, is prepared. Which is why I don't want you to just listen to me, but actually hear the things that I'm saying. This is not my story because it definitely hasn't ended. It's only a chapter of my life. It's not the whole story. This is what I prefer to call my journey, because every journey has all sorts of turns. It has the goods and it has bads. You can have your story set in a place, you have your characters, your settings, happily ever afters, but realistically, the people who you thought would be there, they're not. The characters change, where you think you're going to be and where all become questionable. And the ending, too, is a guessing game. This is a journey we were forced to take. This is what completely changed mine and my family's whole concept to life. Sorry if I do start to babble. Doing a speech is a problem, not only because I can't stand up for long, but because I don't have very much confidence. I had very little before, but I guess chemotherapy just wiped it away with other bits. And I am asking myself the same question as you: what am I doing here? I would like to raise awareness for childhood cancer and just cancer in general, because there are so many side effects and things that can go wrong, but there isn't much information out there for especially cancers like mine. Mine is quite rare, and we really struggle to find information, and it was even harder to process what was going on. But I don't want you to just listen to me, but to listen to yourselves, because you know when something's wrong, and you need to push for it. I had a whole speech planned with a lot of details and feelings to try and help you really understand, but the speech got rather long, and I think I would have bored you by the end of it. So I just have a few slides that I have been clicking through, which doesn't seem to be working. But the basic outline was I was ignored and let down for months by my GPs and the hospitals. Mum had enough of being ignored, as she knew something was wrong. And when I had lost the sensation from my back down to my to my knee, we knew something definitely wasn't right. This was not a pulled muscle. And we basically just said, we're not leaving until something is done, some tests are done or something, because we need answers. We were sent to hospital and had very long scans. We were told straight away I had a mass and we couldn't leave the hospital. We were sent to Oxford as they were the closest specialists. It was months before we finally got any actual answers. We ended up communicating a lot by social media, because I was in there for the whole month, and my brothers and my dad come up as much as they could, but balancing work, studies, my brother does boxing, and coming to the hospital, it was a lot. And my mum, bless her, she stayed every single day in hospital with me for the whole time, the week-long chemos, everything. We finally got my diagnosis and told those dreaded words. It never felt like we had actually left the hospital. We was always in it. If it wasn't for chemo, it was mucositis, blood transfusions, and it just kept me in all the time. Sometimes mucositis got really bad. I would go through stages, weeks of not being able to eat properly. After being let down so much, I had finally been given an amazing opportunity to be able to go to America for some treatment. They were able to do this treatment in the UK, but it would do a lot of damage, and things like my ovaries, bowels, bladder, everything in my middle section would have been completely destroyed. So I was very lucky that I was able to go to America for some treatment, which was much more precise. It was really horrible being so far away from hospital. From home, sorry, not from hospital. I also had my Sweet 16 out in America, which I had planned for a long time. I think it's something all girls plan in their head. It's a little milestone. And when cancer's kind of chucked at you, it all changed. And you imagine your friends and family in this big party, but all my friends ditched me as soon as they found out I had cancer. And I was really lucky that my family come close together. But we managed to have an amazing day. We went to, that's my dad and my brother staying up past midnight that day ended up being, because I just wanted to go home. I had complications of after chemo with side effects, and they just would rather not wait another day. But yeah, I had my 16th birthday out there, and we managed to watch the sunrise, because my birthday it's actually on Monday, so you'd either have to be abroad or have to get up really early to be able to see the sunrise. And it's something I didn't even think of, yet my family managed to make a day that was hard enough as it is, partly because it was hard to process, because I never thought that I would reach my 16th birthday many times. But because I was apart from family, it wasn't what I imagined. And somehow, as amazing as they are, they managed to pull out the bag. My treatment finally finished in March. That was my birthday, watching the sunrise.
That's December, but you're okay.
Yeah. But in March, I had finished my treatment, finally. We had made a lot of memories in America, like going to Orlando for Disneyland and Universal, just to make the most of the time that we had. We got put there for a bad situation, but it doesn't mean it has to be all bad. Before I continue, the song that was supposed to be played was a favourite song and really meaningful. The first thing was being able to relate to it lyrically. It was This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, because we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all of my scars. I won't let them break me down to dust. There is a place for us. When the sharpest words want to cut you down, I'm going to send a flood and drown them out. I am not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. Another round of bullets break my skin, but fire away, because today I won't let them sink in. Yeah, we are warriors, and that is what we've had to become. This is brave, this is proof, and this is me. I am so sorry. It was one of my favourite songs before I went to go and watch it, who was my best friend when it came out, and I just loved it. But it was also, I heard it all the time, every round of chemos, transfusions, and it just always seemed to play. And just as silly as it sounds, you're going down to have poison pumped into your body, and even though I slept like the minimum of an hour drive, I still managed to hear it. And you're there just trying to hope that the cancer stops growing. And you feel dread, heartache, and nervous, even more than you can imagine. And you suddenly hear, another bullet breaks my skin. Fire away, because today I won't let the shame sink in. We are warriors, and that is what we've had to become. Every time I heard it, it was as if there was someone or something telling me to keep positive, you can do this. And it made an enormous difference, just mentally, to keep you going. And for me, no matter how many times I sat there at night and I had tears streaming down my face, planning my funeral, this would always be the song where, sorry, my loved ones would say goodbye forever, but I hope that it would give them some sort of confidence and comfort as it did to me. Sorry.
Be here while you're going.
But you've heard of the saying best to last, right? This pen.
Leave. Okay.
Well, this couldn't stand anymore for what I'm about to talk about, and that is my family. If it wasn't for them, I know for a fact I wouldn't be here. Firstly, because of my amazing mum stood at the back there, probably in tears. If she didn't push and push for those doctors, I would never have got a diagnosis. And we were told that if we didn't get a diagnosis soon, I wouldn't have been here right now. But secondly, because the mental stability you've got to have, I have mad respect for you not having your family there because I know I couldn't do it. They were there to pick me up when I felt down. They were there to just be there and make the memories and just make the best out of a bad situation. And like I said, doing it on my own, I really could not imagine. They also kept me occupied when my mind, it would run wildly deep, and I think that does for everyone on chemo. And family, I think, they make such an amazing difference to your lives. I also feel really bad for them because they were forced to take this journey with me. We all went on this journey, and not the usual holiday we would happily volunteer ourselves in doing, the nice sandy beaches, dip in the pool. But no, we were forced to go through hell and back, and it was made to break us. Cancer is there to break you. But you didn't work this time, cancer. You have just made us stronger. We, as a family, have grown and we have got stronger, and the forces between us are unbreakable. And that is something I would be thankful for cancer, and probably one of the only. We started this journey not knowing how difficult it would be or how long it would be. And as we started to adventure our way through the journey, it just got longer and longer. And it is the most difficult, challenging thing we've had to do because the lack of information, the things that I wasn't told, like my gradings of my tumour and survival rates, it was hard. And the worst thing is, you go through all of the pain and the hurt, and you don't even know this treatment is going to work. You don't know if it's got well, you know it doesn't have a guaranteed outcome, but you still have to push through it anyway. All these photos that I've had up is actually from my mum. I didn't know at the time, but she made a diary of photos, and I didn't know, but I'm so glad she did it because it's weirdly, it was a horrible time to go through, but it's kind of not a comfort, but something to help you go through it, for me personally. And we've met a lot of people along the way, our journey, and we're all so different, yet we're all so similar because we have all been through and going through cancer. And we all have to get up every day. We have to fight our battles with hope, strength, determination, and bravery. One of the most sad things are we've met a lot of people because we all have cancer. And we've met a lot of people whose lives will never be the same again. And we've met a lot of people who now have got mental, physical and emotional scars that they have to live with forever, for however long forever's maybe. I have this amazing family, and they mean the world to me. But I then feel guilty because of the pain and side effects, as well as beating myself up on the inside. I can't be active, I can't jump around, I can't go on bike rides and things like that like we would. And I've taken, I feel like I've taken a lot from my brothers, because they've had to grow up so quickly. They've had to walk up and down hospitals by themselves, and that's not fair for almost teenagers. And now that part's over, I can't even get up and play with them. We still, don't get me wrong, we still have memories, we still have fun. They can be brothers are brothers, and I can be an annoying sister, but we still have a good time. I can be grumpy, have highs, lows, times where I don't even know what to do, where to go, I don't know what to do with myself. And I know I'm not exactly selling myself here, but that's not what I'm aiming to do. I'm aiming to tell you all about the strength the people that are fighting from the sidelines have got to have. The fact they wake up every morning, come in every time to chemo that they could. Every morning my mum would wake up, she would have a face, a front on, to make me feel better so I can get on with my day. I know that they were on the edge of falling apart, as we all could, but they put on this no one fights alone attitude, and they just told me to take it step by step. Even now, they tell me 1 foot in front of the other, and we will get there one way or another. And they've helped me every single way that they could, and even more. Sometimes they wouldn't even know how much just a silly joke would help cheer you up. You don't even have to be family to help others. After treatment, you're like a puzzle you're trying to piece back together. Sometimes pieces will no longer fit, some have misshapen, sometimes you don't even know this piece of the puzzle belongs to this one anymore. The only piece I'm sure about is my family. It's a piece of me where no matter how much I want to give up, how much I want to break down or fall apart, get tired of fighting my own body, there's always a piece of me that says, no, you're not done yet, get back up. And that's because of them. At the end of the day, all you need is 3 things to get through life. You need hope, family, and strength. You just need to hope that things get better, the strength in the meantime until it does, and family for that extra strength, and to make every step memorable and possible. Memorable being like going to my prom. I never thought this day would come, and even if it had, I thought I'd be too ill to be able to go. But I managed to go, and my brother, he managed to go with me. And bless him, he did go up with his friends, but not as much as he would have done if I wasn't there, because he took the time to look after his big sister. Another memorable thing is there's a company that makes sick children's dreams come true. And it took a long time for us to arrange it, and at some points I never thought it was going to be able to happen. But the nurses just said, put it down anyway, the worst they'll do is say no. So they Make-A-Wish made my wish come true, and in August, after months of waiting, I was off to Africa. I went to do 2 different parts, lots of safaris, and I went to go and see my favourite animals, like elephants and giraffes in the wild. And it was even more amazing than you could imagine, seeing them in their natural habitats. I saw a baby elephant that was literally not even a month old, with its trunk flying everywhere, ears flapping. And the little baby cubs with its mother was beautiful as well. And even in animals, you can just see the impact of family and how important that is. They made my wish come true, and we all enjoyed it, and it just gave us a chance to make some more memories, and it's part of the best things that have happened through cancer. And after all of the fighting, the suffering, the goods, the bad, supporting, the lack of help, the lack of funding, all the things we had been through, we sat down together after treatment and we decided no one should have to suffer, not like we did, and especially not children. So we decided we'll set up our own charity to raise funds for my rare kind of cancer. Bone cancer purely relies on sufferers and the generous people of the public who donate their money to be able to find a cure. A cure I may not see in my lifetime, but I am just longing for better treatment. As you can see, this is my logo, and not only is that incredibly cute, but I think that elephants, apart from being my favourite animals, they really show this, they symbolize strength and family, and I just think it couldn't be any more fitting. I know I said best to last, and I've probably gone on long enough, and I really do not go against my word of best to last. But I made a poem that I wrote it, but it's kind of what I see cancer, it's cancer speaking just through me. But there's a question I just wanted to ask before I went on to the poem, and that was, do you ever miss yourself? Not walking past the mirror and being like, oh, hey, good looking. Where have you been the past half hour? No, but do you miss who you was? The person who you was before something has happened? For me, I once walked past a shop window and I looked and I could see in the reflection, I looked away and I looked again, I was like, who's that? And I realized it was me. And I had to convince myself for a second because I didn't look the same and I wasn't the same person. And I've always said that although I have survived cancer, I have still died because that girl who I was is long gone. And who I am yet, I still don't know, but it will piece together eventually, I hope. I grieve for the person who I was, and I'm confused to who I will be, but with my family alongside of me, I know that I will be okay. I am told a lot that I am strong, but I really don't feel it. What I think is strong is my family, because cancer hurts the hearts of those fighting from the sidelines. I may have received the treatment, the chemo, transfusions and things like that, but that day we were all diagnosed with cancer. We all our lives got turned upside down. We all went through the treatment, and we all won't have the same life as before, because cancer has really put things into perspective. I'd like to tell my journey, not because of the attention as I have been accused of many of times, but so that I can give someone else hope, because that is something I think we all lack of and something that we should give someone, because it is only if we care that we can help others, and only if we care we will help other people to support them. And by supporting people, you really do feel like you are being saved. I think the problem that we have is we think we have a lot of time to make amends, time to make memories, time to just spare, but time is free and it is precious, but it can be taken at any moment. And now I have finished the speech, I will go on to the poem. As I said, it's kind of cancer speaking just through me as I kind of see it and feel it.
So this is, let's be clear, this is a poem that Chloe has written with the voice of cancer. And you're going to deliver it to yourself, right?
All I want is greed. I'll take your time and mind and anything you need to succeed. I'll take your friends and family. I will not set your mind at ease. But don't worry, I won't be that mean. I'll replace it with anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. You can't say how long I've been down here, and that drives you crazy. And I've been down here and watched you grow and start to succeed and watch this girl turn to teen. I have been down here and seen how you are mentally. I have seen your achievements, I know your goals. You may be a black belt, but you can't defeat me. I will always be right here where you can hear me. I, like not many, will be here with you. I have still got plenty to give. I have seen you grow, I have seen you succeed. I have watched you crumble, begging on your knees. This non-stop pain, this grief, watching your future, your stability, crumble at your feet. Your mind runs wild, thinking things you should never think. You can't think, concentrate, or read. You've completely slowed down, but your thoughts are at such high speed. And that is all down to me. I will not apologize. In fact, I have succeeded. I have taken everything from you, all of the necessities. Some are stupid enough to smoke, drink, and take drugs are not all the ones I aim for, you see. Since 1600 BC, you've been trying to get rid of me. In 1903 was the first time you tried radiotherapy. 2010 was the first time you treated me with just a vaccine. 1 in 6 deaths worldwide are due to me. But for me, the last drug developed was 1837, and 32 years, and I'm still here. 50 years it's been, and you're still treating the same drugs to teach children. Please stop, you're entertaining me. There isn't any point in trying to defeat me or my family. We are a big enemy. There yet is no cure for me. Cancer research is running at full speed, taking advantage of all the new technologies. But what does that mean for me? You can be black, white or brown, straight, gay or trans, whatever, whoever you are. I am cancer, and there's nothing you can do about me. Sorry, Kate.